Hello listeners and welcome to the second Wi-Fi T Cast. I'm your host Cassidius Druid, and tonight I'll be joined by Brambo and Aura Saber for his first time.
Hello, I'm Brambo.
Hello, I'm Aura Saber.
Excuse my coughs and wheezes for this time, I've got a bit of a man flu. Last week we discussed some upcoming games, but tonight we shall discuss the current ones. Firstly, we shall discuss some of the finer points of Mario Kart Wii. The first thing I want to bring up was bikes. Now, I thought they were implemented a little clumsily. The minute you give vehicles differences, you make a tier system. And in any tier system, one must be better than the other. I think that they should have kept the control similar between bikes and karts. Bikes have been made slightly better than karts, and online, all you see is bikes. Bikes everywhere. Except for the 2 or 3 people in last or second last place. Undoubtedly there'll be people who are useless, using the steering wheel, bouncing off walls, looking like general retards. So Brambo, do you like the Harley Davidsons?
Well, I like Mario Kart, and so I still always use karts. I'm not always in last place, though. I think I just use karts because for good old times, I like them better, and I never really started using the bikes. But the times I do use them, well, they're just, you can really notice right away that they're better than the average kart, and yeah, it's pretty obvious why everybody uses bikes. I don't know. I like them being implemented, but I don't like the fact that it's by the. God damn it! I'm so sorry.
Go on ahead. Go on ahead. It's good. It's good.
I don't like them being implemented at the cost of the being able to use cards for fun. I mean, you can't win almost anything with cards if you're playing against people who have any skill.
Okay then. What about you, Aura Saber?
I don't play Mario Kart Wii much, but I've had an experience with the bikes and the karts, and I always just loved the karts ever since Mario Kart 64. That's been like the only kind of things I've done. And then when the bikes came, I still preferred the karts. But once I found out that bikes were starting to become more and more popular, and then on the Wi-Fi, they just started kind of taking over and made the karts obsolete. It made me kind of happy that they were using it so well that it was pretty useful, but I didn't like it that they made the karts entirely obsolete. I mean, come on, how can you have a little tiny bike make the Blue Falcon look horribly slow? That has to be a crime. Blue Falcon should be beating everything. But that's about it for me.
Okay, the second thing we wanted to talk about was blue shells. It's an area I'm a little too passionate about. I would just like to say, why in the name of all that is good in this world is it included? It was mediocre at best on the Nintendo 64, and ever since that its form has been utter shite. For every game. The very aim, the core of the weapon is broken. Here's a great idea. I'm in last place. I'm gonna blow up the person who's first place and hand the person who's second place victory. Or even third place if the explosion takes out second place. That is not going to help me if you're in last place. I mean, it just makes my day when I get a blue shell instead of a star. It just makes my bloody day. I mean, a better way, if they really wanted to make first place not get away as far, they would lower the overall top speed and increase the acceleration of everything just across the board. Means there'd be less space. And now in the Wii version, they've just decided, you know what, hell, we'll just add it in battle mode. I've only one thing to say. Get out. Get the fuck out of my battle mode. A blue shell. A blue shell in battle mode. It's about as fun as Hanukkah with the Hitlers. Just no. Brambo, have you any thoughts on the blue shit? I mean the blue shell.
Yeah, well, I think the blue shell is it's a part of Mario Kart. It helps add to how random the game is, and that's honestly, I think that's what makes the game so much fun. Of course, on Nintendo 64, it was a lot better because it could still hit other people and not just the one in first place. But yeah, I think they should keep it in there because you shouldn't complain. I mean, you shouldn't be in last place to start with, so shouldn't complain about the weapons you're getting then. But of course, yeah, in battle modes, I can totally understand you hating the blue shell. I think nobody wanted it in there, and I'm still wondering what the hell they were thinking. Yeah, well,
Okay, Aura, do you hate it or do you really hate it?
I'll say that I did like the blue shell, like in the 64 version, when the shell went all across the stage on the ground, it hit pretty much anybody that was in its way, which actually kind of served the purpose so that the first person who was in first place, they wouldn't be the only one suffering. But then once they gave it wings, I have to say that that was really pretty dumb. It kind of just lost its purpose. So then, as you said, instead of everybody being knocked out, let's just take the person who's in first place, knock them down to second place, and then make somebody else go to first place, and you're still in last. And I cannot, this is where my hate has to come from. I cannot tell you how many times I've played it on Wi-Fi, and I've got hit by 1 blue shell, then 2 blue shells, then got hit by 3, 4, 5, and it eventually got to the point where I was in 6th place, and it was completely ridiculous. And the fact that it's in battle mode just kind of seems really, really broken. And the fact that you can't really dodge it, which sounds really stupid. And just overall, I like the fact that it makes it random, but just the fact that it completely has an obsolete purpose now that it has wings and it doesn't hurt everybody for it.
well, just a side note, you can dodge it with a mushroom, but of course, not like you're gonna hang on to it.
If you're in first place, you won't have a mushroom. Well, 9 times out of 10, you won't have a mushroom.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
Yeah,
Just,
I know you can
I don't
dodge
think you couldn't. I don't think you could dodge that easily in like the DS version or something.
Yeah, it's hard to dodge. That's the point. Maybe out of 1 in if chance, if you have a mushroom, which usually if you're in first place, as it's already been said, you most likely won't have one. It's going to be really, really hard to dodge unless you're probably doing something like snake dashing, but they got rid of that in MKWii, so that's kind of hard to do anyway.
There is still a small bit of snaking in it, but the speed it adds, it's worthless, you know. Okay, the final question is, which one is better? Mario Kart Wii or Mario Kart DS? Bramble, what's your favorite?
On the Wii, I really like the steering wheel, even though it doesn't really help me at all. But it's really fun to use. But overall, I think